we've been together when we had nothing.
Right.
Like zero, not even a car.
Correct.
A passenger car.
Right.
And you've been with me through it all. But we went from racing in ASA, kind of like, oh, how are we doing this? We had sponsorship, right. John Childs, Don Kern. And then when we made it to NASCAR, it was a dream. It was a dream to make it to NASCAR. But for me, it was a nightmare for me. It wasn't at the start. How would you say, as a wife and a mother, how was it like for you to be a NASCAR, especially for a driver? I consider myself like now don't get mad at me. I consider myself like a C+ driver in NASCAR. We had 9 NASCAR Xfinity wins and we had a lot of great stats, but I wasn't Jeff Gordon. Did that work hard on you during that time?
Because I didn't want to marry Jeff Gordon.
Yeah. So you did.
No, I just we are who we are. We don't try to be anybody else. And we just did what we did. We had parties, we had friends, the kids had things. We always had something going on at our house.
Yeah. You were into me for Kenny back in high school.
Yes.
So you didn't care about finding a sponsor.
No.
In other words, you met me.
No, I didn't marry you because you raced.
You met me because you loved me. We didn't have any money. Actually, you bought my very first Dillon trailer.
Yes.
Like $2,100. You saved that up, bought my first trailer. So when I didn't run good in NASCAR.
No, I felt really bad for you because there was a lot of behind the scenes struggles that went on in your racing career, and I thought we did the best we could with all of that.
Yeah.
There was some really hurtful things, but we just were in our house and we did our thing.
What pissed you off the most?
Oh God, there's too many.
Do you remember one thing that just like stands out to you? Like for me, the worst time in my NASCAR career was 1993 when Felix Sabates fired me.
That was the greatest thing that happened to us.
Yeah, it was.
It was. Because my favorite, Filbert Murtasi, came into play.
Yeah.
And to this day,
yeah,
that man is my favorite.
Yeah. And Filbert just passed away.
He did. Very sad.
What a good man out of Nashville, Tennessee. That was that Red Dog car, and we won races. And when Felix fired me, Filbert hired me right away. We didn't miss a beat. And we went on to have a killer year. We won like 3 races, and I think we won 3 races in 1994. And from then on, it was just we were living life.
But it wasn't just us. I know other drivers, they, go through that too, and it's like, oh, this is rough, But I will say this, the majority of your career was racing as we all knew it. It was fun. It was competitive. You weren't worrying about your job every week. You weren't, it was fun. It was just the last 4 years that were a little bit stressful.
Yeah. So
basically, it was a good life.
So I'm looking at my notes here. I wrote some notes down. You're hardcore. So I pacify. In other words, I want people to be happy. We're yin and yang. Opposites attract. So when people cock you wrong, you're done with them. Me, I like try to mend the fence. I'm so used to having to, work with racers. You see them in the pit area. You write people off, but you've always been that way. Why are you like that? Why are you so hardcore?
I probably get that from my grandma Poole. However, you can ask any woman out there, and she will tell you that if you cross her husband or her kids, you're done.
Right.
And that's it. Because you're a good person, Kenny. Nobody should treat you bad.
Yeah.
You have helped more people from one extreme to the next, and I know that.
Yeah. So
and
you know.
I know.
So what about the interview's about you, which,
Well-
we just want to know your feelings. Well, go
Well,
ahead.
those are my feelings,
Yeah.
that some people get a second chance. It kind of depends on what it is, but some people, they're just not worthy of a second chance.
So you just write them off.
I just write them off. I don't go on talking about
and
it or
I'm always
anything
trying
like
to please them.
But it's like, goodbye. I never knew you, only because I'm a nice person too. And I do a lot. And, I just,
So let's move forward now.
okay.
We have 3 awesome girls, Brooke, Brandy, Brittany.
Yes.
But during that period, you tied your tubes, and you always told me you wanted to have 7 kids because you came from a big family.
Correct.
So we went back and we tried to retie your tubes.
Right.
So we have 3 wonderful kids, but you wanted to have more.
Correct.
You tied your tubes, and here we are with these kids. What was going on during that time?
I'm not going to talk about why I made the decision to do that,
Right.
but I did. And when Brittany was 4, you were gone, and all of a sudden I'm picking her up in the preschool line, and I'm like, oh, this is my last year.
You want more kids.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have listened to that person. I should have just did it. So anyhow.
So somebody convinced you,
Yes.
which
we don't need to talk about that. But
Right.
anyhow, so we did. And so we decided to check into IVF.
right. And it didn't take.
It did not.
Well,
We did that twice, and
Yeah.
it didn't. And then my sister decided to get pregnant, and so we just played with hers.
But we have 3 wonderful girls.
We do, and that was.
But you wanted the house full of kids.
I did.
You're
loved it.
You're a great mother. I mean, we're running through the Indianapolis airport with 3 girls, and there's Dick Trickle saying, "Here, let me help you." I mean, our
But
kids.
I have a lot of patience too.
I don't.
I do, and when it comes to motherhood and stuff like that, I'm very organized.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, and my girls are great.
Why do you? Well, listen, I'm with you. My life with you has been awesome with the kids, but I just find it unbelievable. Now, do you think you wanted so many kids because your mom is one of 10? Your mom is one of 10.
Yeah, it just kind of runs in our family. We're Catholic, so all these families have huge families. But I don't know. I love the kids. Me having girls, all their friends were always over at our house, so I still ended up having all of these bonus daughters.
We always had parties. I mean, our house was just party.
Yeah.
Not parties, but I mean birthday parties.
Yeah.
Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving. I mean, every event you.
Well, it was important for me. Like, I missed quite a few years in there while I was raising my kids and they're in school. But it was more important to me to be at home, raising them so they didn't miss out on sleepovers or they didn't miss out going and doing these things. I did all these things with them.
I find it fascinating that you are the ultimate racer's wife. Like you could teach everybody else a lesson. I mean, I will brag on Kim. Kim is the ultimate. I mean, if we're gonna have like a group, she's the queen of racing wives. So I mean, you've threatened to kick people's ass. You've lived at the racetracks. You've literally lived at the racetracks. But now that I go dirt racing, I'm not saying you don't want nothing to do with it. Why don't you go dirt racing with me?
Probably because we did asphalt racing for 30 years and it was all about him.
30 years of racing, and when I decided to go dirt racing, it's for a hobby. You're like, screw this.
Yeah, and I do go and but I had
you support me.
I do, but my grandbabies came along and I was babysitting for them. Now I'm kind of solo again because they're all going to school, so I can go with you, but you know me, I'm gonna be pick and choose.